So over the next few weeks, we're going to take this moment after releasing the kids and before our song going into the sermon, and we're just going to have a brief teaching time. And our focus is going to be the vision for New Vision. That's going to be kind of where we're focusing on. And each week, we'll kind of going to build on the previous. So we're not going to take a long time each week, but we thought this would be the best place to just kind of broadcast this and get it out to everybody. So we're going to take about 5 minutes. That's my goal. We're going to take about 5 minutes each week, try to refine it into that. I wrote the least I've ever written before for a teaching thing to try to keep me to 5 minutes. So we're gonna try this. But this will help us all to see how the leadership team is looking into the future, what we're believing, what we're thinking about that's going to happen. Your leadership team all agrees with one main idea for the church, and that is discipleship is a core task of the church. So the question becomes, how will we define or fulfill this core task of the church? And that's our question that we'll set out to answer over the next few weeks. So let me begin with this question for you. What are the last 5 words you hear every Sunday morning? Okay, I was going to say, if you don't get it, it's something's wrong here. So the group agreed that we should give something to cheat off of, as we go into this. So go and be a blessing. This is the thing that we've heard every week for the last 3.5 or 4 years. It's the way we finished every Sunday morning service. And this is meant to be more than just a way to end a benediction. It's a good way to end a benediction, but it's more than that. This encapsulates what we want to become, who we want to believe, who we want to be, not just as a person, but as a people, as a church. And we believe that New Vision is to be a blessing. Now, this morning, I want to talk about where that comes from. Why we've gone that direction, where we think that comes from, and then over the next few weeks, we'll kind of unpack what that means. So Genesis 12, verses 1 through 4 says, "Now the Lord said to Abram, 'Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you, and make your name great so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed.'" Now, this is a great Old Testament passage. It's the covenant with Abraham that God makes, and it's the beginning of the people of God that become Israel and become the nation that we follow throughout the Old Testament. And some people would look at this and they'd say, well, that's a great Old Testament passage, but what does that have to do with us today? Because there's a lot of great Old Testament passages that say good things, but really feel like they have very little to do with modern day. And so as you're looking at this, you may go, okay, that's great for them. That's who the Israelites were supposed to be. They were to be a blessing to the nations. And yes, we know we can look and we've heard so many times that they didn't quite accomplish what their goal was. But Paul seems to think that this is not just an Old Testament idea. So Galatians 3, starting at verse 6 through 9, Paul says, "Just as Abraham believed God, and it was reckoned to him as righteousness. So you see, those who believe are the descendants of Abraham." Doesn't say Israelites are the descendants of Abraham. Those who believe in Jesus Christ are the descendants of Abraham. And the scripture, foreseeing that God would justify the Gentiles by faith, declared the gospel beforehand to Abraham, saying, "All the Gentiles shall be blessed in you." For this reason, those who believe are blessed with Abraham who believed. You see, just as we have freely been offered the blessing of Christ, we are now agents of that blessing. We are called to be a blessing to our world. Just like God called Abraham to be, the church, the community of faith, the collection of believers is expected to be a blessing to the world today. And so over the next 4 weeks, we're going to unpack what this means. This was today just to kind of give a foundation, the idea of why we would say we are to be a blessing and what that means, what it looks like. I would challenge you to read Genesis 12, to read Galatians 3, and get a fuller idea of what those look like. But it gives us a foundation for who we are calling us as New Vision to become, to be a blessing to the world and to our community around us. Thank you for your time, and let's continue in worship today.